Welcome guys to my channel. Today what I'm talking about is Forge FC versus Cavalry FC, which happened just this past weekend. I went to the game and I'm going to talk to you about my match day experience there, and I'm going to show a bunch of videos from my experience. Of course, it was a big game as these two teams were fighting for the top of the table. The result that came out of this game, that 1-0 result for Forge FC, is very crucial for Forge FC if they want to win this league title. So now for the pre-game, I quickly visited the first ever Tim Hortons very quickly. Didn't really go much inside there, but quick saw it, went to the game. Then we arrived near Tim Hortons field, so I'll play the clips to the lead up of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise for moving Roberts.
Hey!
Number 2, Jonathan Grant. Who are we? Who are we?
Forge FC!
Who are we?
Forge FC!
So now on to the first half. So Barton Street Battalion, I was sitting right beside them. Actually, they had some chants about Cavalry FC, which I personally really like. I like it when they have chants about the other teams. They're kind of funny when they make them and kind of insult the other team. It's just kind of a nice fun chant to have. But they seem to have a bit of new chants, and I actually quite like them. And it's nice that they had a different variety, because when I went to the inaugural game, it felt like they were just repeating the same chants. And you know, I like the chants, but sometimes it gets a little bit repetitive when you constantly repeat them. Something that I also like too, though, about the chants is that they were chanting all the time. What I want to say, though, about Barton Street Battalion, though, is that they completely beat my expectations every time I go to the game, because they're always chanting. You know, you expect the supporters group to be loud, but you don't always expect them to be as loud, given that their supporters group is fairly small, say, compared to supporters groups in MLS. So this supporters group, Barton Street Battalion, is a really good supporters group, a really loud supporters group, and you know, I really like sitting right beside them and hearing them chant. So the first half was pretty uneventful. Cavalry FC were trying to make the game pretty slow, as they're one of the best, well, they are the best defensive team in the league, and Forge FC arguably is the best attacking team in the league. So they were trying to make the game slow, and they succeeded at that for pretty much most of the game. The thing is, there were a few mistakes by each of the defenses that could have led to goals. They didn't lead to goals. Overall, the first half was pretty anticlimactic. I have to say, though, Forge FC had a pretty solid defense. I wasn't really focusing as much on players for Cavalry FC. I've been following the league lightly, you know, I know a lot of the players, but I'm by no means watching most of the games for the Canadian Premier League. I've watched a few games for Forge FC on One Soccer, but I have to say I didn't notice how good Dominic Samuel is. And I have to say, after watching that game, him being the left back, he played really good, and in my opinion, he was the man of the match for that whole game. I also have to say, this is a bit of a note about Barton Street Battalion. I find it kind of funny how many flags they have. Like, it must be actually hard to see the game, being that they all have like every other person seems to have a flag. So the half ended 0-0, kind of as expected, being that it was so uneventful. Now let's get into the second half. So I'm just going to get right to the action. It was pretty uneventful for the start of the half. Then we started getting to some chances where actually there was one offside goal scored, I can't remember by who. Then there was another offside goal scored by Chris Nanko, who came on as a sub and certainly added a lot of energy to the game. I think he came on for Cadell Thomas, who I thought was having a good game, but he was getting burned out near the end. He was one of the few attackers who was good in the first half. Chris Nanko added some energy, and then eventually Jonathan Grant, the right back, of all people, Jonathan Grant, ended up scoring quite a good goal from a little bit far out, and that really got the stadium going. So I'll play that clip. So Forge FC held that result until the end of the game, making it so that they would beat Cavalry FC 1-0 at Tim Hortons Field, which was certainly a big result because it put them at the top of the table just over Cavalry FC, as Cavalry FC was in first before that game. And you really knew that they were top of the league too, because the fans were chanting it at the end of the game. That's about it for this video. Please like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you want to see more Canadian soccer content, more Canadian Premier League content, more MLS content, and other types of videos from me. Thank you for watching this video. See ya.